Okay.
Happy Saturday, Wholesale to Million family. Man, we're back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview. We're definitely on fire with this. I'm getting a lot of people sending me messages with their checks, their first wholesale deal. Man, it makes me super happy for you guys. So if you recently closed your first wholesale deal, drop me an email or email me at wholesale to millions with an S at gmail.com. Love to get you onto the channel to share your stories and that first wholesale deal. And the reason why we're doing this is about giving back, giving people motivation, inspiration, letting them know that they can too do it. They just got to hustle and go get it done. And you guys, if you are new to the channel, you have subscribed. Man, what are you waiting for? Come on, smash the subscribe button. And then smash the thumbs up. Show our guests some love because they take their precious time out of the day to give you guys these kind of information, all right? And it's for free. And also, too, is you guys, you haven't followed me on Instagram. Oh, my God. Please, man. Hit me up on IG, Khang, Khang, dot, like a period, WTM. So, you guys, please put your hand together. Smash that thumbs up. Welcome my guest from Freddie from Aussie. What's it? Austell, Georgia.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't even pronounce the name, man. So, Freddie, man, thank you so much, man, for taking your precious time to hop on to share with people, your stories, and then we're gonna get Freddie to kind of break down his deal. How he found the sellers, how much he made. Well, obviously we know how much he made on it, $4,900. Where he gets the leads, the buyer, all the good stuff. So Freddie, rock and roll, man.
Okay, so first of all, me and my wife, we got interested in wholesaling through my father-in-law. So one day, my father-in-law came to my house, and we were just talking about real estate, and he had a friend that he knew of that was also wholesaling. And so so we talked about it for a little while at my house, and so we were very interested in it. And then me and my wife were like, well, let's just start doing some research on it because he was going to gift us with some money to get started. But what he wanted to do was find pre-foreclosures. And so we got interested in looking for pre-foreclosures, finding out all the list and the steps and everything to find the list so we can get started. But upon doing that, we just found wholesaling videos that popped up. I think the first video was Antonio Edwards. And so he was talking about, he broke it down really simple about just taking the contract, flipping the contract to the title company, and then taking another contract with a buyer and taking that to the title company. And, it's easy as that. And you just make your own spread. So, of course, me and my wife, we were like, man, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's waste no time. We're very much action takers over here. So anything that seems like a possibility to make some money, we're going to take an opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
We're not going to sit around, that's for sure. But to get into the deal, we found the deal driving for dollars. So basically one day we were driving for dollars and we saw the for sale by owner sign in the yard. And I got the number down, but here's the thing. I called the owner 2 days ago after I got the number. I waited 2 days and then I gave him a call. And he was interested in selling. And so at his price, he was selling it for I think about $80,000 at the time. And then so I just went ahead and put it on the contract for $75,000, and that's the price we agreed on, $75,000. And then I just started marketing right away, Craigslist and Facebook, and really just started to generate a lot of interest. And so I had a lot of buyers come back and say that they could buy it, they want to buy it, but they can't buy it at $75,000. And so of course I was like, well, what price can you buy it? What price is good that we can, make the deal work? And so I got some lowball offers. I got like 50,000, 55,000, 40,000. And then I was like, those prices not going to work. So because I went back to the seller, then I was like, hey, I got my buyers here, but they're trying to buy it. They're trying to spend at least 55,000, 50,000. Is there any way that we can come down on price to 55,000? He was like, sure. I was like, whoa. Okay. Okay. I said, okay, I send the contract over. And then I had one buyer step up and say he was willing to pay 56,000. I was like, that's not going to work. That's only like $1,000 spread. So I was like, you know what? It's the first deal. Let's just get it closed. But because I had to see that the process was real. I had to see that the steps that I'm taking, that it actually works. So I was willing to make like a few $100. I know that was like not the normal thing to do, but I'm just so excited to see the process work. So that buyer, I sent him the contract, and then he got a little bit wet feet. He got a little bit cold feet. And then, because I had to send him to the lawyer's office, and he was asking a whole bunch of questions at the law firm, and he wasn't really ready to go. So after I started spending a couple of days trying to get him comfortable with going through the process, I just said, I'm going to find another buyer. So I found another buyer. But I had to go back to the seller. Here's the thing. I had to go back to the seller and ask for a reduction, even from the 55. So I had to get him down from 80 to 55. And then he finally agreed to go down to 54.5. And I was like, okay, I can do that, because I had to try to figure out a way to make my spread a little bit larger with the first buyer that kind of backed out. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and start marketing this thing again, and I'm going to put it for 60,000. Okay. And so in like 24 hours, I had another buyer, and I said, hey, okay, how soon can you put the earnest money in? I didn't ask him about a contract. I said, how soon can you put the earnest money in? He said, I can put $2,000 tomorrow morning. I said, okay, no problem. I'll send you over the contract. And so after I sent him the contract, he put the money in, the earnest money, the next day. And then we were able to close like 7 days later. We closed that thing out 7 days later.
Boom. Freddie, woo! Hustler.
Yeah.
All right, dude. I know the title to this video. This is how you turn a no deal into a deal. All right, you guys. This is how you turn a potential no deal into a deal. And when I first started, I did not know that you can go back to the buyer, ask them what they could pay for the property, go back, renegotiate with the seller, trying to make the deal work. I did not know that, you guys. I mean, believe it or not, you guys might think it's common sense. Come on, Khang, duh. But, dude, I did not know that, and I let go on a lot of deal. I figure, you know what? That's my price. I sent it out, buy a walkthrough. They must have not liked the property. They must not like the deal or whatever it is. But I did not go back and ask, and I lost on a bunch of deals. And now, Freddie, we're doing exactly what you're doing, is that we create deals. We lock on the contract because maybe our ARV is wrong, our rehab is wrong, right? And then what it is that we got it on, we send it out, buyer will, just like you, man, buyer let us know. We take that price, go back, and we actually just renegotiate a deal that we, yesterday, we did it on YouTube, got off, got the buyer on live, talked to the buyer, got off, talk to the seller, renegotiate, 14G, bro, from a no deal into a deal.
Man, yeah, that's exactly it.
I love it, man. Dude, Freddie, hustler. Dude, love it, bro. So, Freddie, I got a couple questions for you, okay, man?
Okay.
Dude, I got a couple questions. So, the first one is that, and, I'm excited to get Freddie on because I saw him on the channel. We go live. I see him. So, I want to know, when did you guys start, and how long did it took you to do this first deal, man?
Oh, okay. So, we actually started about in November. because before we found who you were, the first video we saw was Antonio Edwards. And then me and my wife started watching that video to get, you know, the simplicity of how it actually works. And then we saw Max Maxwell videos, and then we started watching him a little bit, but he's a little bit far out there, you know, from where I couldn't comprehend it at first. And then we watched the Flip Man. We got his contract, you know, actually got his contract to do the deal. And then we started watching his videos a little bit. And so we got the simplicity of how to break it down, how simple it is, how to negotiate. But then we came across your video after that because we were looking for how to talk to the sellers, like, you know, like, how do you do this, you know? And so we came across your videos and we started watching your videos, and you just appear a little bit more relational. You know, we can relate to you, we can relate to your story for sure. And we can just, you know, really just get that encouragement, that motivation to just go out there and take action and get it done, you know, and not waiting around, you know, just take action now. Just start where you're at, just go. And so, but we got started. I actually had 3 houses on the contract before I actually got this deal done. After I watched the Flip Man video, I took action. So I went the next day, grabbed my wife, and I said, "Hey, come with me to this house. We're gonna do an appointment right now." And she was shocked. She thought I was going there to, you know, talk about something different. She was completely unaware of, I'm trying to get a deal. You know, I'm trying to wholesale right now. So when I got there, I was talking to the homeowner, and she was just standing there like shocked, like, who is this guy? Where did you get the information from? What are we doing here? You don't have the money to buy this place. But that was a retail deal, so that didn't really work out for us. But that actually started in November, and then we had another property we had on the contract in Macon. That one fell through. And then we just kept going. So we put bandit signs out, and we just kept marketing that way through bandit signs. And then we figured that didn't work because we weren't really getting a lot of traction with that. So we just figured, hey, let's just start driving for dollars, you know? And then we started driving around. And that's how we found this house here. So we actually locked this house up on January 1st of this year. So the first day of the month, we locked this property up on a contract. And I negotiated the price down like 4 days later to the 54.5, and then on the 15th we closed out. You know, so we're in it since November. So I think that's about 2 or 3 months that we've been, you know, wholesaling so far.
Hell yeah, bro! So, Freddie, how many hours were you putting out a day on this business?
To close out the first deal, or just in total?
No, just in total since the time that you started in November of 2018 to like now. Like, how many hours are you putting out?
Probably like 1 hour a day, honestly. I gotta say 1 hour a day.
1 hour a day. So you're doing this kind of part-time, right, Freddie?
Yeah, part-time right now.
And what are you doing for work now, man?
Actually, that's the interesting thing. My work allows me to drive for dollars because I spend all day on my job driving around, you know, because of the type of work I do. So I get to really drive around that way, find houses, and then I get with my wife, and then we go back out and go back in the area where I was driving at for work, and then we go back in that area driving for dollars.
You drive what? Yeah, are you Uber or Lyft?
No, I'm a utility locator.
Oh.
Yeah.
For like underground, like water,
yeah.
sewer and all that.
Yep.
Wow,
yep.
Man.
So basically, it's kind of like, I have a company car, so I drive around all day, you know, doing that job, but I'm also like simultaneously driving for dollars at the same time, so I can come back home with the wife, and then we go out and get those addresses and get the scope of the neighborhood, and then go back and try to, you know, put bandit signs out. So we got a good strategy going on so far.
Nice, man. So, Freddie, does the wife also work with you on the business, or is it all you?
No, she works with me on the business too. She handles the buyer side because I'm not that good with talking to the buyers. I can get a contract. I'm so far doing it. I'm quite certain that I can get a property locked up on the contract. but handling the buyers and negotiating with the buyers, that's not really my strength right there. So I just passed that over to her.
Nice, man. Dude, I would love to bring her on. Where is she? Is she there? Come on, man. You gotta bring on the other half, man. Come on. Where's she at?
All right, hold on one second.
Sure. And Freddie?
Yeah.
I also want to ask both of you a questions. And be honest with me. Be completely honest. Out of all of them, dude, first of all, I want to say, you guys, man, I am just so freaking grateful and just humble for you guys, you know, putting me up there with all these guys. You know, 7 years ago when I started, man, I never ever would imagine. So that itself is already freaking just blowing my mind. But I want to know, man, who's your favorite, bro?
I gotta be honest. It's you, Khang, because I listen to you honestly, I listen to you every morning. I listen to the motivation. I listen to the encouragement. I watch every show, all the deals, even the last one you did, the cold call. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get on it, but I was able to watch the rerun of it. You know, I'm always on there. I'm always listening to you. I'm always inspired by the journey you've taken with. You know, I saw the video where you showed where you and your wife were living at the time, and man, it's just so relatable because I know I wasn't really there, but I understand how I was there at a low place to now get to a place where I can see the sun, I can see the sky a little bit clearer now, you know, and I can just shoot for the stars. So it's very, very important that for me to be able to relate to someone that I'm doing business with. Not that I shake hands with you or see you every day, but if I'm listening to you, I want to take information from you because there's something that you have that I don't have. And if I want to get to a place where you are, I might as well listen.
Freddie, dude, I love it, man. Whether that is real or not real, dude, it feels so freaking good. All right, dude, let's bring on the wife, bro. Bring on the boss.
All right. Hold on one second.
You guys, while Freddie's doing that, I want to take a little time. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, come on, hit me up on IG. I give you guys motivation. I give you guys daily tips. Go to Khang, Khang, WTM. Also, please help me take this Wholesale to Million family to 100,000 subscriber by the end of 2019. I'm shooting for the moon. It's a big goal, but and also too on Instagram, I'm trying to hit to 10K. Hopefully, we'll do that soon. But you guys, I want to say thank you so much, man, for each and every single one of you guys that are part of the Wholesale to Million family, helping the channel grow, you know, and allow me to do what I do. And I love it, right? I love sharing with you guys informations, you know, sharing with you guys things that I've learned in the past, things that I am learning right now, and bring it to you. And obviously, this channel, and to help you take your life to a whole nother level and turn your annual income into monthly, even weekly, through wholesaling houses. Boom. Where's the boss?
She's coming out in a second. She's just getting herself together.
Okay, so Freddie, let's get back to the deal, man. So you found this deal, driving for dollars, saw a for sale sign, for sale by owner.
Yeah.
Call the gentleman up, and obviously you seen the property, but did you have to meet with the seller?
Actually, on this deal, I never met the seller.
Nice.
Never met the seller. Never met the buyer.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So you're like a little more than halfway virtual there, bro.
Yep, halfway. Yep.
Nice, man. So driver dollar is where you get the leads. Currently, so the owner was asking 80K at the time, right? Right. Nice, man. So you lock it down for 75. And then you renegotiate, turn a no deal into a deal. I love it, man. So let me see here. How long did you drive for dollar for until you found this?
Actually, it was one video that I watched after I was watching one of your videos, and it pumped me up the day before because I'm like, man, I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to change my life because that's what you were talking about. You was like, man, if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to go smash it and crush it, you know, start taking action, you know. And then the biggest motivator I got is my job, you know, because I'm like, man, I want to keep doing this. I want to change my life. I got to get going now. And so I said, in my mind, I was like, you know what? Today's going to be the day. Today's going to be the day. I'm going to drive around. I'm going to find something today. I'm not going home without it. And therefore, I drove and I found that property there, had a big for sale by owner sign. The house was completely, it wasn't even a house. It was actually a rundown mobile home that needed a complete tear down. It was a tear down. The only value was the land. And the land was about 6.4 acres
Okay.
of land. And so the like nobody went out there to see it. The buyer didn't even go out there to see it. The seller didn't ever come out there to meet me. Nobody went out there to see it. They just trusted I made a video. I got that from the flip man. I made a video and just, put it out there like, here's a video of the property. Here's a video of the land. And, if you're interested, give me a call.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, Freddie, what is the value of the land?
That right there, I didn't really know. Honestly, I couldn't even do an ARV on it because it was in a residential neighborhood. It just had a big, this piece of land was just in the middle of like a residential neighborhood. But there was just a lot of houses around. So I couldn't really do a comp on it. So I just went with that price. Actually, I just went with that price. Here's the wife.
All right, the boss. How's it going?
Hi, how are you? Good.
Awesome. Wow. This has got to be, so we're going to use this for the thumbnail. And I'm sorry, but what's the wife's name?
Angela.
Angela, AKA the boss.
That's right.
How's everything going, Angela?
It's going pretty good.
I heard that you take control of the buyer and selling the deal.
I do behind the scenes.
Love it.
So, yeah, he gets the contracts and I just I'm real good I'm detail oriented, so I can really read through a contract and kind of pick up on some of the things. He's a take action person, so he's real fast to do something. But I can kind of pick up on the stuff that like, hey, that may not work out for us. So that's what
Angela, tell me if I'm wrong. Like personality wise, you probably have a pretty strong personality.
Yes, I do.
Gotcha. And the reason why you guys, when you deal with buyers and when you deal with buyer and getting everything, man, you gotta freaking like on top of them. So yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's her for sure.
Yeah, love it, man. I love power couples. I love seeing a couple, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend working together. It's just it just juiced me up because that's my wife and I. Yeah. So now let me go back into the details on this. Talking about action taker. So Freddie, you didn't even know the ARV.
I didn't know the ARV. Well, hold on. There was a house that recently sold for $250,000. Okay. But it had 7 acres. I think it had 7 acres or 9 acres of land. So I just kind of just told the buyers like, hey, there's a house that has a whole, that has 7 acres of land, and it's a brand new build, and they pay, $250 for it. And so I just kind of went off that. And I say, hey, there's a house that just sold, and they just built on the property. On the land, and this is how much they spent for it. And so I can just kind of went off that, but I had no idea what's the actual value of the land itself.
Yeah, man. So Freddie, you didn't even even know the ARV or the assessed value of the land. You just figure, oh my God, this house is $250. It takes probably this much to build a house. If I get the land for this much, then it makes sense.
Yeah, that's it.
You
I just kind of put 2 and 2 together.
You just fire and then start aiming whoever it is. Dude, I love it, man. And so you went and locked it up, figure that you might be able to make a deal happen.
Yep, make a deal happen. Yep.
Gotcha,
I just based it off of what the buyers were telling me. If the buyers told me something that they're willing to pay and they're ready to go right now with earnest money deposit, I just went back, hey, seller, we got to get the price down. We got to make the deal work, And that's what I did.
Love it, man. So now, so you talked to the seller all over the phone, and what was the earnest money that you have to put down?
For the seller?
Yeah.
Okay, the seller was $1,000?
Yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, the seller was $1,000.
Okay, $1,000.
I wrote it in the contract that my buyer would pay for the earnest money.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have to come up with it.
Right. So I didn't have to come up with it at all.
Nice, man. Smart. Okay. So, so once you got the contract signed, you send it into, so is it an attorney state or is it a title company or both?
It's attorney.
Okay. So it's an attorney state. So you turn into the attorney.
Yep.
And then, how long do you lock it up in the contract for?
Was that 3 weeks?
It was 15 days.
15 days.
Wow. You lock it under contract for 15 days.
Yep.
Send it out. And now, Angela, so the buy callback, they didn't even want to see the property at all?
He had went in and made a YouTube video before marketing to anyone. He uploaded it to YouTube, and then he's a part of probably like 7 different Facebook groups. He put it on Facebook. And then he also did a lot of marketing on Craigslist that had the video information link. So they had access to it.
Gotcha. So they didn't need to actually go see the property.
Some still drove by, but most just went by the video.
Gotcha. Now, Angela, on this deal here, did the buyer? So the buyer didn't go out to see the property. So the buyer is he buying because based on the land value?
I'm not sure. It was actually, I don't know if he mentioned it. The buyer actually reassigned the contract to the end buyer. So,
Gotcha.
And from my understanding, they're a development company, and they're basically, because it's 6 acres, it's on a corner lot, they basically want to use that space to, I guess, put up a couple of maybe condos or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No. Totally makes sense because this is like a mobile home, and you mentioned Freddie. It's almost like a teardown. So
Yep.
The buyer who's buying this is based on the land, and obviously when they buy on the land, they want to make sure all the utilities there. But since there is a property on there, then all the utilities are already there already.
Right.
Okay. Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense a lot. So the buyer comes in, and then so you sold it 40. Okay. And then so how much non-refundable do you guys have the buyer put down?
$2,000.
Nice.
So
And-
that covered the seller and that covered me.
Yep. Got it, man. Got it. You guys got to make sure that you guys get that non-refundable from your buyer no matter what. And make sure they cover, just like Freddie said, cover the seller's end and your end as well in case if, in case if they back out and you have to, obviously compensate the seller for the time period being. Now, Angela, did the buyer cost any, did the buyer cost any vacation on the deal, or how did it
Not
go?
at all. Not at all. Mainly because, initially we didn't know that the buyer was a wholesaler who worked with maybe an investment group.
Yep.
And so he had access to end buyers. So we didn't know that was his position in the contract or in the process. So there were no issues because I think he had confidence, because an issue that we had is that the closing attorney that we use, they disclose all of the information and attached everyone on one email.
Oh.
So we got to see how much he was making. The seller saw how much Freddie was making, how much the buyer was making. How much the buyer was going to pay. And so the guy who reassigned the contract, he had a lot of confidence, evidently, in his end buyer, because he made more than Freddie. He made twice more than Freddie. And he had the guy pay his assignment fee up front. So we're like, okay, well, I guess this is going to go through, because the end buyer had put so much into it already. So there were no issues.
Gotcha. Nice. So the attorney, the attorney did the paperwork wrong. So do you guys have to chat with the attorney afterward to make sure that doesn't happen?
What actually happened is I called the attorney and I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why is there an email with all of us on there? You sending out like the seller knows how much I'm gonna make. The seller knows that this guy is assigned the contract to this developer for this much, which is $20,000 more than what I'm selling it to you for, what I'm buying it from you for." I'm like, "What's going on here?" And she was just like, "We just trying to disclose the information so everybody's in agreement." I was like, "This could possibly blow the deal up."
Yeah, that was the most nerve-wracking part, because initially the seller did not want to even come down.
No.
He was like so angry that Freddie kept calling him trying to get the price down. But because it had been, he wanted to sell for so long, he was just like, okay, whatever, let me just get this over with. So the whole time we're like praying, we're like, oh gosh, we just hope maybe he'll just go through with it.
Yeah.
And thankfully he did, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If I was a seller in that situation, I don't know if I would have. So.
Yeah,
Because
you know
the
what?
guy who was signing the contract, the seller ended up sending an email to the law firm saying, "Let me get a copy of that assignment." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is about to fall down right here at the last second. It's about to crumble down." And I know that it's not a deal until it actually closed. And I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm like, oh God, this is not happening. This is not happening. No, this can't be happening. We're so close. This cannot be happening.
Yeah,
but
man. Man, if that was me, my heart would have just dropped, because when I see an email like that, my heart probably just dropped.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, oh man. Yep. That's exactly what happened. I saw that email and I was like, oh man. This is over.
but you know what, you guys, I want to say congrats, power couple. I love it. You guys made it happen, got it done. And so now my so I mean, Freddie, dang man, you lock it up 4 days later, you go back, renegotiate, and then you went back and renegotiate again. Like, how did the conversation go with the seller when you have to renegotiate the second time?
So basically, this was all through text message, and I think we had maybe 2 conversations on the phone. So I just told him, hey, I'm getting multiple offers in, but this is what my investment partners are willing to buy the property for. Okay. And so I told him, say, hey, if we can do this price here, I know it's a stretch for you. I know that, you come down almost $30,000 here, but if you're wanting to sell this property, we can get it sold right away. But this is the price I need it for to make sure I can, it works for everyone. And then the seller was like, okay, listen, I'm going to do it for 54.5, but if your guy does not abide by these terms, like he wanted to close in 15 days, he wanted the earnest money right then and there, and he said, anything else that comes up, I'm canceling the deal. I was like, you have no worries. You can go to bed and rest assured that this deal is going to close if you can agree to this price. And he said, yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. So, okay. So the thing is, Freddie, with the seller, so you're telling the seller that you work with a investment group,
right?
Okay, good, man. I just want to clear that up, because I don't want you guys to get confused that Freddie say that he's gonna assign this over to another buyer. So the seller the whole time's known that Freddie's working with a group of investors,
right?
And or for a investment company. Okay, good, man. That's pretty much it. The buyers put down a $2,000 non-refundable. And so you guys got to lock up on a contract January 1st and then sold January 15th.
Right.
Boom. Love it, man.
Yep.
All right, you guys. So so that's pretty much it for the deal. If you guys have any other questions, drop it down in the comment, and then Fred and I will help answer any questions you guys have on this deal. Now, how is it, you guys, how is it working together?
I think it's more like, since we had the first deal done, it's more like, okay, how do we market to get the phone ringing? How do we get more leads coming in? And then what's the most effective way to doing it? And so we just figured that we'll just go and continue to do driving for dollars, and then invest in some bandit signs. And I think we're going to do either direct mail or cold call.
Okay. So right now you're still doing drive for dollar. Is that the only source leads that you're doing? Is driving for dollar right now?
Yeah, because mainly with my job, it allows me to see what the property looks like, firsthand.
Sure.
And then getting their information is easy because I downloaded the Landglide app, so I'm able to pull up all the information right there once I'm in front of the property, and then I just send it over to her to kind of get some background on it, and then we'll either do a direct mail campaign from there, or just get their phone number and just cold call.
Nice, man. So right now you're using Landglide, the app,
yeah,
to go drive for dollar. And how much did that cost?
Well, we're still in the free trial now, but I think the monthly subscription is $49.
$49. Okay. And how do you like it so far?
So far, it's good. It just brings up everything that we would normally do on the computer through the tax assessor, and their name comes up, their current, mailing address comes up, the market value, the land value, the house value. So everything comes up right then and there. Just tap a screen and it shows you like on a map grid the houses that are on that street, and so it makes it very easy to use, and get the owner's name and their current address.
Gotcha. Okay. So are you guys? So when are you guys going to start the bandit sign, the cold calling, and the direct mail? What's your guys' plan on that?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, every contract that we've gotten so far has been for sale by owners.
Yeah.
And they've been like in rural areas around the metro Atlanta area. So not Atlanta and not the real hot markets around it, but maybe about 20 minutes out. And so those are kind of like easy targets, like he said, because he'd be driving through, he'd see for sale by owner. He'd check and see how long the person's been trying to sell the property. And then he would approach the person from that standpoint. So honestly, we're kind of at a point now where we're trying to figure out what should we do next, because so far we've not had to spend any money so far.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in that strategy phase. We don't really have the answers.
Gotcha. Okay. So who's taking? So Freddie's pretty much doing all the contacting with the seller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Locking up a contract when it's under contract. Send it right over to the boss, Angela.
Yep. What's his boss?
I love it, man. So,
yeah.
All right. Now, Fred and Angela, for those that are starting out, that are obviously working on trying to get their first wholesale deal done, and maybe they've been going at it for a couple months, or maybe they just new into the game. What are some things that you want to tell them?
Well, I think like what he started this out with was just take action. Because even like he said, when he invited me to go on that first, I guess whatever you want to call that, when we showed up at that guy's house and he walked in, and I was just like shell shocked. I was like trying to hide in other rooms as he was talking to the buyer, because he was. I know I've heard him listening to different videos online, but he literally verbatim went in there. It's like, so I see you need help with the roof here. Okay, did you just put this? And I'm just looking at him like, oh my God. But out of that, after he got that under contract and I was still not understanding what was going on, because he had just took action, then I could go in and kind of dissect, okay, this probably is not going to work, but at least we kind of get our feet wet and we know the process. So my suggestion would be, if you're interested, just start and take that first step, because even if you really screw up, you're going to learn so much in the screwing up. You're going to learn so much in the process. Yeah. So just take the first step.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, that's the same thing, because we actually started a business, 2 years ago?
Yes.
2 years ago. And then I think 6 or 7 months. Yeah, we started a business before we started. We did selling insurance. I did drop shipping. I did Amazon stuff. You name it, I probably did it, just saying, man, I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to change my life. This is boring, what I'm doing. I need to go to a different level. Like you say, go to a whole other level. It's time to go there. But the main thing is just, you got to be sick and tired of where you're at, and then let that be the fire to go out there and be determined to just, whatever you have to do. If you have to use $0, find the best way to use $0 and go get a deal done. And then just be determined. Like, if you're tired of going to your job, you're tired of waking up at that time, you're tired of whatever you're looking around at, find a way to just get on fire and say, I can change my life. One deal. You're just like you saying, like all the other people say, you're just one. It really is. You're one deal away from it totally being transformed. You're the same way you think about, your goals, they'll be more tangible once you take that first action and get that deal done. So the first thing is get set on fire, fall in love with it, become obsessed with it, and just let the inspiration come from, I don't want to be in the same situation I am today.
Man, I love it. And I agree with both of you guys, like 1000%. And for a lot of you guys, you're doing exact same thing, and you're expecting different results. And a lot of you are also too is, I guess they call it analytical, whatever that word is, that you're doing research, you're watching video after video after video, and you've been sitting there and you're collecting all the information because you're afraid to make a mistake. So instead of going out there and taking action, you got to understand, like, it doesn't matter how much information you get, you will make mistake and nothing will happen unless you take action. When you take actions, if it's wrong, then you can pivot, right? You can make turns. You'd be like, oh, that's wrong. So you won't do it again. All right. But if you don't do anything, if you don't make a move, like in checkers or in chess, whatever it is, you don't make a move. How do you know if it's right or a wrong move? Like, come on, man, right? So make that move. And so when you listen to this, I want you guys to understand that when you listen to this, when you hear, like, not just go and test it, but you got a consistency. If you're going to go drive for dollars, I don't want you to, like, say, Khang, oh, man, I heard Freddie said he drive for dollar. He got a deal. I went drive for dollar. I did it for 30 days, 15 days, no deal. Oh, I heard somebody else did this, so I jump onto this. No, man. It's about the consistency. How long can you keep going at it? And when you have no money, you got to figure out the free way, find 1 or 2 ways, and just freaking stick with it. If you're going to cold call, pound those for sell by owner cold call for like months until you get deals, all right? And if you have money, figure out the marketing channel that you want to go in. And, you know, people talking about probate. I have people talk about probate, and they tried it for a month, 2 months, 3 months. No, it took me probably 6 months plus to get my first probate deal. It's the consistency, because a lot of time that letters, maybe they got it but they didn't call you, and then all of a sudden 3 months later or 6 months later, they decide, oh wow, okay, they still got your letter, and they decided to call you back. It's the consistency that you got to keep on going and going at it. All right. But Freddie and Angela, how do people now connect with you?
Well, we have a Instagram. It's 5Gs Wood.
5Gs _ Wood.
Yeah, 5Gs _ Wood. So that's FADJIS _ Wood. That's Instagram. And then we have, that's it.
The boss said that's it. You sure that you don't want to put out your email or your phone number so it can blow up?
Yeah. Well, you can, if you want information, you are in, Metro Atlanta area, you can give me a call at 770-375 or 374-5605. Or you can email me at thehouse8785@gmail.com.
All right, bro. About to blow up the phone. So you guys, if you guys want to work with, if you guys want to connect with Freddie and Angela in the area, knowing what title company or attorney that they're using, working with them, JV deals, obviously helping each other. And in this business, you guys, it's all about taking our business to a whole another level. And you guys, like I said, if you are just recently exposed to this business, first you got to believe it's possible, all right? Because if you don't, you're just going to throw it away. Because if you don't believe the business is possible, you're just thinking, oh, the business is all fake. If you don't believe it's possible, you're not going to take the next step. The next step is that now you got to believe that you too can do it. It's not just for all these people that you're seeing. You got to believe no matter what, even if it's 0.001%, you got to believe that you can, because if you can believe that, then you do the next thing, the third thing, and that is take action. So anyways, you guys, you're new to the channel, man, smash the subscribe button, show my guests, Angela and Freddie some love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Freddie and Angela, thank you so much. Power couple, I love you.